I'm Lily. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about my most used inks of all time. So, of course, fountain pen inks, and you can see here are my top 5. I chose 5 because it was a nice number, and as you can see, it's mostly blues, but we've got a black there as well. So this is from 2021, which was when I first discovered fountain pen inks and fountain pens, and I initially thought I would only write in black, and then I decided I would write in blue. But now, of course, I have all these other colors as well. But I think it's good to get back to basics. As you can see, I've got my line up there, but I've also got a couple other bottles there in the shot, which are kind of dupes, I would say, or almost dupes to the ones that I've mostly used up. As you can see, we've got Waterman, Diamine, and some more Waterman. And that's me trying to show you how much is left in that Diamine bottle. These are big bottles. They are 80 mils, which is huge. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to finish them, but it looks like I will be finishing them maybe in the next couple years or so. So I'm just stamping out the top here, most used inks, and it's as of today, so the 22nd of February 2024. I bought these little things off AliExpress, and they're really useful for just labeling anything, and I think it looks nice as well. Of course, I could have just written them, but I think stamps do make it a little bit more fun since I am writing everything else on the page. I'm also going to use some stamps on the left hand side of this page to just put like the ink swatches in. I got them from AliExpress, and it's just like a block stamp kind of thing. And then I'm going to use the end of a broken glass tip pen, and I received it broken, so couldn't really use it, but I decided to keep the end, and I can swatch it in using that and just clean it out as well. So there's me trying to swatch the first one, and the bottle is empty, but this is actually my second bottle, so I'll write it out here soon. But the reason why I'm using this little ink vial thing is because I found it so difficult to open up this jar or bottle, glass bottle, and it's just really hard to open. Every time I try and open it, I have to run it under hot water. So I decided, you know what, I'll just put them in some clean, empty test tube vials, and I'll just use that. So that's why it looks like that. So this is actually my second Waterman Serenity Blue fountain pen ink. Used up the first one completely last year, and I am going through my second one. I have approximately 30 mils remaining, so all in all I have used 70 mils of Serenity Blue, and it's the erasable one. I don't know if there's any difference to the color of the other one versus this one. This was just what was available. I bought it off Amazon, and I kind of thought it was the same thing, I guess. And erasable or not, doesn't really matter. I scan my documents for work anyway, so not a problem. Of course, it's not waterproof, and I didn't expect it to be, but it's a nice blue, and as you can see there with me writing it. And yeah, I'm using my glass tip pen, which I got off AliExpress, and I'm trying to get a little bit more ink. Very similar to Diamine China Blue is what I'll be writing next. And silly me, I swear they are the exact same color. They even have like the sheen, like this little red kind of sheen as well. I will show a sample, a writing sample of Waterman Serenity Blue in a TWSBI Diamond 580 broad nib coming up, so you can see what it looks like. I was going to say in action, but not really in action because it's not me writing it. But yeah, I think the sample is helpful because, I mean, in a fountain pen it looks different, doesn't it, to when you're using a dip pen. Generally, I do find that the dip pen makes the ink look a little bit more saturated than using a normal fountain pen. So yeah, sample coming up. I don't have a sample of the next one I'm going to talk about though, but the sample of Serenity Blue is coming up, and here it is. So we've got the little pools of inks there on the top left and bottom right. I'm trying to show you there the sheen. I don't know if you can really see it, but this is in a Midori grid notebook. Second, we've got Waterman Mystery Blue. I've used a full 50ml bottle up last year, and this is my second 50ml bottle. So there's currently approximately 45 mils remaining, I think. So I've used a total of 55 mils of this ink, and it's just a normal blue black. I think very dupeable. I've seen it in a multitude of other brands. I don't think it's supposed to be unique in any way because it's a standard kind of blue black, but I really do enjoy it. I think it's just a little bit more maybe different, I guess, to Serenity Blue, which is kind of basic, but I guess you can say this is also kind of basic, but a really good office kind of color. So here I am trying to write that I used up a full 50ml bottle in 2023. So I started my fountain pen journey, I think, in the second half of 2021. So yeah, it took a while to finish ink bottles, and like everyone else that I've heard in the fountain pen community, we are naive in the beginning, thinking we can finish complete bottles, but I really do think I can. Since I've done it twice, it just takes a lot of time. Plus also I was using broad fountain pen nibs as well, so that definitely does go through the ink a lot more than say like an extra fine or a fine nib, but it is definitely good to have a variety of inks on hand, and of course really good to switch it up as well when needed, because I do get bored, and I think like everyone else it's nice to try because you want to see the flow of the ink and how the ink pairs with the pen, and of course paper wise I can't be really picky. I use normal A4 copy paper so can't be picky with that. So there I am, just trying to finish that off. I've got 2 glasses of water on the side there just to clean the nib off the glass dip pen and also the little dippy thing that I'm using. Next one up, we've got Diamine Oxford Blue. This one, I do have a writing sample, which will come up soon, but there's me trying to fill in the little swatch thing. I really can't colour in the lines, but I try my best. There is some feathering in the Waterman Mysterious Blue though, that you can see, and later on you'll also see some feathering in the Waterman Intense Black as well. But this one actually didn't really feather in the swatch, but it kind of did feather when I was trying to write it. I think I just had too much ink on my nib, but because the bottle is like, kind of half empty, I really wasn't sure how much ink I was putting on the nib. So I have an 80ml bottle and there's approximately 30 mils left. So I've used about 50 mils of this, and I think it is very similar to Van Diemen's Elegant Peacock Neck, except I do think Asa Blue is wetter, and the Van Diemen's one I found is a little bit drier. So I do prefer the Asa Blue just because I prefer, wet inks, I guess. I like it because it glides on and whatnot. So that's just me trying to check how much ink is left in the bottle before I write it. So here is a writing sample of Diamine Asa Blue, and it is in a broad nib. I'm using a Narwhal times Galen letter pen, and on the left hand side we've got Van Diemen's Elegant Peacock Neck. And yeah, they're very similar. I think they're pretty much the same. And fourth, we've got Diamine Oxford Blue in an 80ml bottle, and it has approximately 35ml left, and I have used about 45ml. So nothing particularly unique. I think it's very similar to a lot of other medium dark navy blues. I have a writing sample coming up in my TWSBI Eco Black Fine nib, so you can have a look at what that looks like. But yeah, not particularly unique at all, but just a really nice basic blue to have. And I do really like it, but I think it is a little bit drier than, say, the Waterman inks. Not to the point of me not liking it, because I have used quite a bit, so I do think I like it. And like, the other Waterman inks as well, I do find that it's just very office friendly, really great and professional looking for work as well. I do think I will be finishing up this bottle and the Diamine Asa Blue maybe this year or maybe next year. So we'll see, since I haven't got too much left of it, but of course the bottle can be very deceiving because they're huge. And yeah, but there's me trying to write and think at the same time about how much I have left. It's really hard to guess like how much is left in the bottle, I think, but I tried my best. So we have the writing sample here. It is in my Nordstrom, if that's how you say it, book. And yeah, just a nice, really good saturated ink, and I would highly recommend it for anyone looking for a similar shade. Last but not least, the only black in this lineup, which is my Waterman Intense Black, and I have approximately 30ml remaining of this, and I've used approximately 20ml. So I think it's just a nice basic black, and it's quite wet. I think it's very similar to Parker Quink Black, and I think there's rumors that they are made by the same people. I really don't know, but they do look very similar from my experience. So yeah, I think if you're looking for a nice basic black, this one would be really great. Of course, again, like all the other inks, they are not waterproof, but I have heard that, non-waterproof inks are just a little bit more difficult to clean out. So I don't think I want that, considering I always have inky fingers anyway. So don't really need extra inkiness on my fingers. Here are the two bottles. Hard to tell, I guess, but they are both black, and I think that's what I'm trying to show you. So yeah, Most Choose inks. I'm going from the top to the bottom. We've got Waterman Serenity Blue, Waterman Mysterious Blue, Diamine Asa Blue, Diamine Oxford Blue, Waterman Intense Black. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your top 5 favorite inks are. Are they blues? Are they blacks? Are they other colors? I'd love to know.